You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. Good day to you, sir.
Hey, strapping in for another weekend. Here we are.
Holy cow, how'd that happen?
Here we are again. Who's celebrating birthday stuff today? Kelly Ripa.
Ah.
She's 50.
Nice.
Kelly's 50. Groucho Marx was born this day.
I always liked Groucho.
Still do.
Yeah.
I will, if I trip across a Marx Brothers movie, I will still sit there and go, yeah.
I loved him on You Bet Your Life. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I remember watching that in reruns. I loved that show.
Clever stuff.
Yeah.
Sting is 70 today.
That just doesn't seem possible, but you know.
Yep. Yeah, he's
The math does add up.
Still looking good. Rocking and rolling.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
And hailing from the beautiful country of India, pacifist and spiritual leader Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
Birthday today.
Nice.
Never hear about his younger brother, Mahatma Kot. Not nearly as famous. See what I did there?
I see.
You with me?
That's like a John joke right there. Good
I
job,
know.
Dan. Good
And
job.
wow, don't think I'm not embarrassed by sharing that. Was this day in 1950, the first appearance of Charlie Brown? The comic strip appears in 7 nationwide newspapers. Originally titled Lil Folks, L-I-L, Folks, and then, of course, later renamed Peanuts. Charles Schultz, by the way, a native of St. Paul, Minnesota, and I'm not making this up, a good friend of mine all through school, Bobby. We called him Short but Squeaky because he was both. His father was actually the person Charlie Brown was modeled after.
Really?
Yeah, he and Charles Schultz grew up together. So
That's very cool.
yeah, in fact, when we went over to Bobby's house, Dad's basement, man cave back then with all kinds of pictures and autograph stuff and everything else. So
Oh, cool.
When he talked as an adult, did he say, wah, 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 wah?
most adults still sound like that. Good to me. 1988, this was in all the papers. Mike Tyson, of course, former heavyweight champion of the world, busts up a whole bunch of furniture in his New Jersey mansion during a little domestic spat with his then wife, Robin Givens. In fact, he didn't just bust up some furniture. He literally threw a sofa out a window.
Yeah. You know you're mad, but throw a sofa out a window, man? I don't know about that.
That's amazing. It's like I have trouble even moving my sofa, let alone picking
it up and tossing it out a window.
He's in pretty, at the time, peak physical condition.
No kidding. And,
I remember that, though. I remember that being
yeah.
in the news like crazy.
Yeah, Mike was absolutely nuts. It's 4 years ago, and this is pretty crazy, too. 2016, Kim Kardashian robbed at gunpoint
Whoa.
in her hotel room in Paris.
I didn't know anything about this.
I
clearly
think I heard
not
that.
keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, they took her jewelry, not just her jewelry. It was $10 million worth of jewelry.
Whoa!
She might wear a little
Who
too
takes
much jewelry.
$10 million worth of jewelry
A
to a hotel?
Kardashian. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's quite crazy.
Absolutely true. So I all know, and we can just muddle through this thing.
I appreciate it, Dan. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Oh, good morning. Small.
How you doing?
Little snabby salute of the well-starred perimeter. This is Ranger Dan. Cap Ponce, you're looking good. Heidi!
Ranger Dan.
You know, You really ought to have your license suspended for driving me crazy. I tell you what, hey, little radio rangers, I know maybe you're feeling a little crisp snap in the air there. The seasons they're changing. Things are cooling down. The leaves, all the foliage is starting to burst with color. And you know what? It's just a darn great time to get on up, maybe put on a light jacket, maybe a little wool cap there, grab the fam, and do a little communing with nature, if you know what I'm saying. And with that in mind, I'd like to invite you. We are so excited. We can't contain ourselves. You and the whole darn fam to load up and come on out to the first annual Ranger Dan Nocturnal. That's a fancy word for nighttime. Annual Nocturnal Apple Pick-a-Palooza.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep, those apple tree orchards are brimming with fruit and ripe for the picking. And here's the really exciting part. This event, as I mentioned, is happening at night. Yep.
Nice.
Under the cover of darkness. Turns out Ranger Dan Enterprises doesn't actually own an apple orchard. There's one heck of a setup right out there on Highway 115, just a couple miles north of Sioux Falls. Nocturnal Apple Pick-a-Palooza gets underway tomorrow night at 11 p.m. sharp.
Wow, nice.
Just head north on 115, look for the big red balloon. Tied to the antenna of a 2003 tan and rust-colored PT Cruiser. Park next to the entrance. Just slide my associates, just $29.95, cash only, please. And you'll receive a pair of official Ranger Dan night vision goggles. Half dozen Ranger Dan plastic apple picking bags with the Ranger Dan label hastily pasted over the Hy-Vee logo. Take all the time you like. Stroll the orchard, pick your fill. We do strongly suggest you be off the premises by 4 a.m. sharp, as our surveillance videos show that the actual proprietors start snooping around about 5. First annual Ranger Day Nocturnal Apple Pick-a-Palooza will see you this Saturday night. Tell that Ranger Dan out, say it with me.
Yes, sir.
Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you by Lukewarm Tap Water.
Tap water.
I've been told we might be losing this sponsor, by the way.
Yeah, it's possible.
We may have a more real one coming very soon.
It's a shame. You just never know. Big change, by the way, coming. Speaking of change, John, coming in the way of Feeding South Dakota.
Yeah.
Going to help to get food in the hands of those in need starting, this month. In fact, beginning Tuesday, October 13th, Feeding South Dakota is going to make a shift to neighborhood food distribution.
Yeah, this is neat.
And, Jennifer, who I know you speak to quite a bit, John.
Yep.
The Feeding South Dakota. So, quote, we've long wanted to be able to go to where the hunger lives. We'll be going to 5 different locations starting October 13th. They'll be at the Good News Church, Hillcrest, Faith United Methodist Church, Laura B. Anderson, and King of Glory. Up until now, of course, you have to figure out how to get there to receive that stuff. So this is kind of cool. Kind of like bookmobiles used to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Bloodmobiles, they come to you. The Batmobile, if you're in trouble.
Yeah. So also during the community distributions, workers, of course, place food in boxes inside the cars of those waiting in line. The whole distribution procedure, of course, has been being conducted with COVID-19 safety protocols in place to help ensure the safety of the people and needed, and yada, yada, yada. So the mobile neighborhood food distribution plan starting the 13th of this month will help make things easier. One of the big reasons why is because food distribution centers will be moving to area neighborhoods throughout the community. And it should be, make it easier. They'll be all over town. So check it out.
Absolutely. Very, very cool. Well, Dan, thank you for that, sir.
Yeah, it's a pretty great idea, actually.
It really is. I think it's a neat idea. And coming up, we've got some good news to get to. All of that. That was good news right there as well. And we've got a little entertainment news coming your way as well. It's all coming up on the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Time now for your bright spot of news, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine and Sioux Falls. They got some beautiful lights. They've still got a clearance going on this weekend, so stop in and see them. And our bright spot shines today on a cool event that's coming up today. We've got on the line Megan Farris joining us. Megan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am fantastic. You've got this VetStandDown event. This is not the first time you guys have done this, is it?
No, this has been going on for many years in the Sioux Falls community.
So this is an event that's been going on for quite some time, but who actually organizes this and plans this event?
It's all through community organizations that participate in the event. So the VA is a part of it, but we've got the DAV, the Legion Auxiliary, the VFW, outside agencies, Goodwill, Volunteers of America, Dakotas, a lot of different community organizations. Oh, I'm sorry, and the County Veteran Service Officer. Nice. A lot of organizations come together to put the event on.
So let's talk a little bit about what you're doing today and then how folks can get involved if they want to get involved.
We are providing an event for veterans in the Sioux Falls area who are at risk of homelessness or currently experiencing homelessness, able to connect them to services for housing, medical, employment, whatever they might need. But also we provide a kind of a little care package with hygiene items. They will get a new winter coat and winter boot. And then it's a little different this year, so that's pretty much all they're going to get this year.
So if somebody would like to help, what is it you're doing today? You're putting the packages together today?
No, actually, we are handing them out to the veterans today. We've assembled the packages a couple days ago. So from 11 to 2 today, any veteran in the Sioux Falls community can stop on by and receive one of those gifts with the coat and the boots in the package.
That is awesome. And this is at the Veterans Community Resource Center packages. Where do they pick these up? Where is this located?
So it is on 1113 East 14th Street in Sioux Falls, right on the corner of 14th and Cliff, and you'll see a sign that says Volunteers of America Dakota's Veteran Services Center.
Very, very nice. And it's called the annual Veteran Stand Down event. And this is something, if people listening right now are saying, hey, I'd like to get involved, is there still time to get involved today, or you kind of have everything covered?
We've got everything covered today, but we do this event every year, and hoping next year we can go back to our big event where we have it held in an area where we can provide a meal and volunteers are able to help then.
Are there other things that you guys are looking for volunteers for right now in addition to the event today? With, again, I'm glad to hear that you got things covered today. Are there other ways people can help out?
Always accepting donations in the Sioux Falls area for our veterans. We hand out a lot of hygiene products, toilet paper, winter gear, hats, gloves, hand warmers. And those donations can usually be taken to almost any of the veteran organizations in this area, and they'll get them handed out to the veterans in need.
Well, Megan, thank you very much for doing what you're doing, and thank you for taking the time to chat with us about it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on the show.
And again, the annual Veteran Stand Down event, it is today from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. at the Veterans Community Resource Center just west of Cliff and 14th Street. It's 1113 East 14th Street in Sioux Falls. And we've got all this information on our Facebook page at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Because celebrities Celebrities are fabulous. Far be it from celebrities to ever, kiss and tell. They like to keep things pretty under wraps.
They really do.
Not all of them.
It's pretty admirable.
Oh, look, another nudie on my Sharon Stone.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Okay.
Well, whatever. I think my favorite Sharon Stone movie, which she actually produced, too, was the Western Quick and the Dead.
I love that.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
a good movie.
Cool Western, just a real different
Leo
type
Leo
of
DiCaprio
film.
was in that, wasn't he?
He was pretty young.
youngster.
Yeah, he was.
Pretty young, yeah.
Just a kid.
Russell Crowe, that was one of his first big co-stars.
I like Russell
Hackman.
Crowe.
Yeah, Gene Hackman was awesome. I mean,
Very
Great
the whole
cast.
cast. So yeah, pretty neat movie. But Sharon Stone recently interviewed on Live with Andy Cohen earlier this month, and she revealed which of her many leading men in film was the best kisser.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah. All right.
You wouldn't get this in a million years. I know I didn't. I went.
So who?
I mean, she's worked with Michael Douglas, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So
She says when answering that question from Andy, well, it had to be Robert De Niro.
Oh, really?
Really?
Who started with him in the movie Casino.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, turns
she was a
out-
wreck in that movie.
She was. That was a great
She
film.
did a
it
great
was
job, man.
Based on the fact that she was just a huge fan of his, one of her all-time
That's
favorite
probably
actors.
a lot of
and
it, yeah.
On and on. So she said, yeah, he was the actor that I admired most
That's
my
funny.
whole career. And I was like, I just want to sit across the table from him and just try to hold my own in this movie. And there were some,
she did.
some
She
loves
did
in
a
it.
heck of a job.
So, yeah, I just thought that was semi-interesting.
Something I just read, speaking of kissing and on TV and stuff, there was a movie, I think the Avengers? No, I don't know. I can't keep up with all the hero movies, but the one that has Thor in it.
There were a lot of those.
There's a
These are
scene
the
where
ones,
he
yeah.
kissed, and it was supposed to be Natalie Portman is who.
Yeah.
But that scene, Natalie Portman was not there. She
Okay.
wasn't available to do it. So he got to pick anybody he wanted to kiss for that scene. Guess who he picked?
Who?
Robert De Niro.
What?
He asked for a guess.
If he would have known what he knows now. No, he had his wife come in. How cool is that?
Aww.
That's really cool. So when you see Thor smooching away on what you think is Natalie
I'll
Portman.
be darned.
But the kissing scene they didn't film when
I
they filmed
like
everything else.
that. That's
so then you see
super
these
classy.
two like making it out on the old big screen.
I'll
They
be
say that
darned.
was such a great on-screen kiss because it was him and his real wife.
Oh, I love that.
Movies, it's like they're not real.
I know.
I know. You can't believe anything you see anymore.
Anything you see that's been computer enhanced and generated and all of that. It's like that movie. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a movie that came out a couple years ago called Dearie Off the Wall.
Best
You know
movie
that deer
ever.
was dead the whole time?
Are you kidding?
All three of us are in that movie, by the way. So- and if you do have time to watch it, and you do choose to watch it, I'm apologizing in
We
advance.
apologize.
Yeah, no refunds, by the way.
That is our slogan. Dearie Off the Wall.
Had,
No
my,
refunds.
had my fill of those inquiries.
It's free on Amazon Prime, and it is definitely worth at least watching the trailer. Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Jobs.
If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, October 10th, 2020. The fourth quarter of trading in 2020 got off to a rocky start, although the major indices began the day firmly in positive territory. Some of the gains were given up by the end of the day. Uncertainty over a seemingly endless stimulus negotiation had the markets first up, then down in what was an otherwise uneventful trading session. On days like these, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture, and that can be detrimental to investing success. Looking at the bigger picture, the economic data continues to firm. The weekly jobless claim figures fell for the sixth straight week. and are now at their lowest levels since the spring. Other data from the labor market, the much lesser watched Challenger, Gray, and Christmas report on layoff and hirings shows hiring surged in September. According to their data, the number of planned new hires jumped by nearly 1 million, making the year-to-date total more than double the previous year's all-time record. You can get the inside track in your inbox daily at marketbeatminute.com.